What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course, and it just started sprinkling, so we'll see how long this video lasts. I checked, there was a tiny little maybe 5-minute shower on the radar, so maybe it stays for that long. We'll see. But today we are throwing putters, and we were looking at one putter that I don't know if it has a chance to make the bag, but it's worth giving it a shot anyways. I just think it's going to be in between two other discs that I currently bag. So one disc that I currently bag, TI Flex Luna, and the Proton Soft Envy, and in between those is the Simon Line Pixel. This is in the Tour of Terror from last year. This is not this year's disc, this is last year's disc. But we finally got to the place where this might be able to slot in between these two. I don't know if I'm looking for something that does that. We'll see how it works. We're gonna go least to most overstable. So Luna first. Right into a tree. Now the pitch. Not right into a tree, but it got there eventually. Okay. The only one that did not hit a tree, the Envy. I don't know if this is technically a battle, because I don't know if we're actually battling it. We're just gonna throw it a whole bunch right next to these other putters and see if it needs to go in the bag. Because I think I've gotten most of my lineup pretty well set, at least as far as the putters are concerned. So I think what I'm going to start doing is, instead of having true designated battles, unless there is a disc that I'm actually battling, I think we're just going to start throwing parts of the lineup with other discs and seeing if they work together well. So you can see all the raindrops hitting there, but then that's the edge of the rainstorm. So I think we'll probably be able to stay dry for most of the day. That doesn't look too bad. So I think the way we're gonna do this is go in the reverse order of the order I picked them up from the ground in. So Envy was closest to the basket, so Envy is gonna have the box here. The Envy on this hole is one where I'm gonna punch it flat, maybe a touch of anhyzer to flex it, and then get down this fairway. The Luna is going to be one that I punch on a hyzer and watch it stand up and ride right down the fairway. The Pixel, I'm not sure. It's right in between these two stabilities, so let's see if it has a spot. With the tree. Oh, well, I mean, up here at the fairway, there's just a tree there. Now for the Pixel. Oh, the other tree. Does the Luna get through? Oh, it's just gonna stay. Never mind. Well, 3 trees in a row on the same hole, and I guess the Envy and the Luna both hit the same tree, but it was more of a redirection off the tree before the tree that actually knocked down the Luna. So Looks like we are reversing the order back to the T order from the first hole yet again. So far, since we haven't really got to see the Pixel fly, I don't really have too much to say about it. It does have a clean release. It does feel good when it comes off the hand, but it is a little domier than I'm expecting. All right, this gap is wider, but the tree is now more centered. So you can either go right, you can go left, but if you try to stay too straight down the middle of the gap, you are gonna hit a tree. You're just gonna miss it. Anti-skip left or right. Now for the Pixel. Tree again. That time it did feel like it stuck to my hand a little bit. I tried to flex it and it came out a little early. Well, it turns out when I'm trying to hit gaps with putters, the Luna, or that soft hyzer release, feels like it's the most comfortable. Trying to go a little bit flat or a little bit harder or a little bit more on the anhyzer angle for this specific type of gap, one that is more on the right side that is pushing that hyzer shot. The flex line is really tough to do because it's this tree right here. This is the one that makes the anhyzer or the flex line difficult because you want to swing it right there. So there is actually a gap here. You can, and I've done it before, the Envy is not stable enough to do this flex line with, but you can flex it through this gap and then fade back towards the basket. The Envy is not quite stable enough, and so it would have just held that anhyzer from this gap. It may have made it all the way to the lake. So a gap like this, with the T-pad placed where it's at, a soft hyzer on the release, feels more comfortable, feels more confident. The next hole, that's probably going to be the exact opposite. Whether you're trying to get distance, whether you're trying to actually flex it out, whether you're trying to just have it pan and turn, whether you're just trying to throw an anhyzer, having a disc or having a throwing putter that can do a consistent, reliable anhyzer, money, absolutely money. I can get an anhyzer with this Luna, and I can throw on anhyzer with this Envy. Luna has the box currently, and these three have very similar shots, very similar styles of throwing, but three different angles of release to achieve the same desired shot. So far, I haven't been able to hit it with the Pixel yet. With the Luna, I'm gonna try to go pretty flat, maybe just a hair of hyzer, and we should see a consistent drift over to the right. Or just way too much hyzer. Hey, it went from left to right though. All right, now for the Pixel, which is one that if I try to throw it flat, I think it will still stay high enough and then fade out, maybe possibly going in the lake. So I do need a hair of anhyzer. How much anhyzer for this shot? I really don't know. That seems pretty controllable. Hold the line all the way to the ground. That didn't even try to flex. Versus the Envy, which is gonna fight out and then skip almost. So for power shots, for a shot where I want it to come out on anhyzer and get some distance, but still not burn over or hold over the entire flight, having the ability to start to flex out and kind of come back to straight, the Envy is absolutely incredible. And so for a harder thrown power shot, you can see which angle of release is slightly more comfortable for me to throw on, because both the Pixel and the Envy hit the line I wanted them to hit. The Pixel showed that it really just doesn't have any fade, or at least if it does, it's extremely minimal. Whereas the Envy showed why I throw the Envy, because it's absolutely incredible for that flex shot. Does the Pixel have a chance to go in the bag after this shot? I think I'm going to go throw 2 or 3 more holes, and let's see how accurate can I be with the Pixel, because I think that will really determine, does it have a chance? And I know that it hasn't won the box on any of these holes, but that's because I bag both of these. I know both of these discs, so on the shots those discs are going to be better at, they're going to be better at it no matter what. So we're actually going to give the Pixel its time in the spotlight for the next couple of holes. Let's throw it first on every tee pad and see, can we be accurate with the Eclipse Pixel? This hole is 200 feet. That's really short. It plays further. It plays a little bit further. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that was very accurate. That was incredibly accurate. That was almost an ace. Now for the Envy. Not an ace, but the anti-skip. Great shot. Luna, can we give it some more height? Yeah, but I pulled it. Griplock City. Okay, so when we start to actually give the disc its time in the sun and throw it first, not in comparison with other discs, but comparing other discs to it, the Pixel's really good. It is so incredibly straight. I don't know what would happen if one started to get beaten in. I don't know how understable you could actually get one, because it has the dome and the shape, the hand feel shape, to be able to be a really understable, floaty, glidey putter. But when we give it its time in the sun, man, that thing is so nice. Does it have a chance to go in the bag though? Still considering. All right, last hole, but instead of the uphill, it's downhill. And so the tailwind, it's a headwind. And at 94 more feet. So we're looking at right here. Like I said, Pixel we're gonna throw first. But see if the extra distance, extra power I'm gonna have to put onto the disc to get it all the way there is going to change the outcome or the flight of the disc. Very, very straight, minute finish. And they do say that it will have a little bit of a finish. MVP and Axiom love to do their half numbers, so they call it a 0.5 fade. Not even a 0.1, it's a 0.5. Minimal fade. I don't know if that's a 1 or a 0.5, but it is minimal fade, and it is very, very, very straight. This is my straight flyer right here. Let's see. Even a little bit more finish on the Luna. Again, flight numbers would indicate as such. However, I'm not throwing the Luna very well because it normally finishes a little more right than it is right now. Oh, stay high enough. Stay high enough. No! No! Ah! Why? Okay. That's frustrating. Why didn't that go in? It bounced up and everything. Oh well. Okay. Does the pixel have a chance to make the bag? I think there's a chance. I think there is a chance. I think if there's a pretty good possibility I'm going to end up throwing it a lot more for glow season, because whether or not I actually throw the pixel, this is a great flyer and it glows very brightly. So there is always a chance that I use it for glow season. It starts to get a little bit flippier, and then we might be able to see understable, see if it could actually spit out the TI Flex Lunas. It'll never be stable enough to be an Envy, but I think there is a possibility for it to become understable enough to be something else. Currently though, I think I'm going to stay with the discs in my bag for the time being. I do not have more space. If I had more space, it's such a good flyer. It's right here. It is a very good flyer. I feel more confidence with these other two discs right now. So for the time being, it has to not be the Pixel, unfortunately. Hopefully you guys enjoyed content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all of that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. It helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.